Good morning, everyone. It's so lovely to see so many of you turn up for the live session, which is the first of 6 that I've got and signed up for. So, first of all, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Ndevr are the largest team of skilled JD Edwards consultants in the Australia and New Zealand region. Our team are passionate and dedicated to delivering awesome support, training, and innovative JDE-based solutions to help you stay ahead in this rapidly evolving technological landscape. We're a full-service JDE consultancy, so we deliver implementations and upgrades, training, support, development, CNC services, managed services, and cloud migrations. And this year is our 25th birthday. As you know, this is the first of the 6 sessions. 4 of these sessions are dedicated to JDE Release 24, and then Anne is also doing 2 bonus sessions for Reports Now users. If you don't have Reports Now and would like to see some of the extended functionality, you're very welcome to tune in. For those of you who don't know Anne already, she's a very highly regarded JD Edwards specialist with more than 25 years under her belt. She's a sought-after trainer and consultant by our customers and is an excellent presenter. Today, Anne's going to be showcasing enhancements to JDE Financials, Procurement and Capital Asset Management, and she'll tell you a bit more about the other sessions that we're running this week and next. We know how precious time is, so all of these sessions are going to be kept deliberately short, though the Reports Now ones are a little bit longer. And all of the sessions are going to be recorded, and we will share any slides with people who have registered after the event. Questions are welcome, and you can submit questions at any time using the little questions tab on the GoToWebinar panel, and we'll address any questions that come through at the end of the session. You're also welcome to email through questions directly to myself, to Anne, or to Tom or Andrew. So now, without further ado, I'm actually just going to hand everything over to Anne to get things going.
Okay, thanks, Sashna. Right, so today we're going to do the have a look at the enhancements, Release 24 enhancements for financials, procurement, or all the logistics areas, and capital asset management. And tomorrow we'll look at manufacturing and inventory. That will be in fact, today's is short, tomorrow's is shorter. I'm going to switch my camera off just because I find it might be a bit distracting. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let's see what we've got in Release 24 for starting with the financials. So there are 4 enhancements in the financials: the ability to view details of vouchers associated with purchase orders from account ledger program, view of the joint venture parent business unit in the business unit and job master applications, flexibility in defining the default document type for journals, and improved asset cost analysis. I'll take you through each of these individually. So the ability to view details of vouchers associated with purchase orders from account ledger program. Basically, that's P09200. There are two new processing options that have been added. The first one is, you know, at the moment, or on previous releases, when you click on the original ledger, so looking for the original transaction, if the purchase order was associated with your PV or your invoice, it automatically took you to voucher match reversals. So what Oracle have done, they've added this processing options where you can choose whether you go to voucher match reversals or whether you go to supplier ledger inquiry. Even if you do go to supplier ledger inquiry, you can still take an exit to go to the voucher match reversals as well. And of course, the other processing option is if you're going to the supplier ledger inquiry, what version? That's quite a simple one, but quite handy. I think it's been a bit of an irritation to a lot of us when we can't see the supplier ledger inquiry from there. This is another simple one on the joint venture side where Oracle have added the joint venture parent business unit to both the Business Unit Master, P0006, and the Job Master, P51006. So 2 extra columns you can inquire on, search on, and so on those inquiries. This is quite a nice one, I think. A new processing option on P0911, the journal entry program, which allows you to decide what your journal entry document type should be. So now you can have different versions for different document types. Very handy for a lot of us that use different document types for different purposes. Oh, and then this improved asset cost analysis. So I think we're all aware of the cost summary on the fixed assets. Well, there's a new one now called asset cost analysis, which gives us a lot more information. Basically, if you see here on, it's a new application, and we can get to that application via asset balance info, asset cost analysis down here on the asset master or maintain assets screen, work with assets screen. And there's a report that goes with it that shows us inception to date balances. Let me show you a little bit more about this particular one. So if I go into Asset Master information, can you all see the JD Edwards screen now? I hope you can. I'm just going to look at asset number 1001, and I'm going to take the row exit cost summary. Nothing has changed here on the cost summary, but we do have limited information available here, inception, year to date, and period to date on our different accounts. If I were to go and choose the asset cost analysis, it's very similar, except that I've got the option of looking at current period, year to date. I can run that inception to date report that I showed. There's this year or period. If I click on there, I can look for a specific year and period at the detail. And on the detail line here, in the grid, you'll see that not only do I have the amount that I'm looking at, but I also have the net postings for each period during the for the year. Okay, so there's more additional information there. And then if I were to take the select a line and go and look at the detail, you will see that I've also got the option here. It stopped. It said there were no records found. Do you want to view the unposted records? So I'll just click yes here. But basically here you can see posted and unposted. So even if this, for example, this entry has not even been posted to the general ledger yet, but it's available for me to see via the fixed assets. Okay, so that is that enhancement, that the asset cost analysis. Okay, so moving on to the distribution side of life, procurement, sales, order management, and logistics. So the first thing, Oracle is actually delivering quite a few of these enterprise automation E1 pages. This one that they've delivered for procurement is requisition to receipts. I'll show it to you. Just give me a second to get there. Right, so basically what they've done is they've given us an E1 page which shows the process flow for particular areas. So here, so it's showing the process flow. It's also showing, this was actually something I think that was delivered in release 23, that where you can attach watch lists to a particular tile on your E1 page. So it's showing those watch lists there as well. And on this process flow page that they've delivered, they've also got various charts that might be, or graphs that might be of use to you. For example, here's a voucher analysis chart. If I click on that, it will take me and show me the open vouchers by supplier. Now, remember that all of this is configurable to your specific requirement. Oracle delivers the generic requisition to receipt process flow and charts, and you can then change them to suit yourself or to suit your particular environment and your particular process. These other enhancements I will take you through individually, so I won't bore you with reading them out here. So I'll take you through them individually. The first one is to avoid opening requisition orders when the purchase order line is cancelled during receipt. So there's a new processing option added to the PO receipts to say, do you want to reopen the requisition on cancel or close, or do you not want to reopen the requisition on cancel or close? So that is one enhancement that's been delivered for procurement. Another one is this standalone check price in procurement. Those of you that use sales order processing will probably know this standalone check price and availability stream. It's always been available in sales order processing, but now it's available for procurement as well. So first of all, there's these processing options here, the two new processing options there. The one is, are we doing a check price for sales adjustment or for a purchase adjustment? And the other one, if we're doing it for the purchase adjustment, is the version of purchase order entry that we might use. Let's have a quick look at that one in JDE. If I were to enter, say, for example, this 4343, item number 210, because you know we always work in bicycles here, branch plant 30, and I hit find. My quantity is 1 by default, and you'll see that there's just a base price here. If I were to change that quantity to 10, I will see that actually there's an adjustment, price adjustment that can be applied, that would be applied of 10%, bringing the price down to $477 as opposed to the original $530. And if I were to move that up, say to 25 and hit the find button, there I can see that now there's a discount of 15%, bringing my unit price to 150. So that is check price and availability for procurement. Oh, and if I click on form, I can go to summary availability and it will show me the summary availability screen as well. So that's very handy. Wasn't always available to us in procurement, but now is. We'll use the same example for the volume-based buying recommendations in procurement. So this, those of you that use sales order processing would have been used to upselling. And this is sort of like upselling in reverse, you know. So in sales order processing, you'd say if you bought one more, you would get a discount. Here, it's doing the same for procurement sort of thing. So on the purchase order processing options, there's an additional processing option, and you can set it to say, what is the tolerance for upselling? So, or for volume-based buying recommendations. So if the quantity you enter in this case is within 25% of the of a volume-based discount, then it will the system will offer that discount to you. So there are two things that need to be set. It's the processing option, and also in the price adjustment definition, we need to tick this volume buying box here. It used to be called upsell something. Now it's combined between sales and purchasing, and it's called volume buying. So if I then, let's just go and have a quick look and see how it works. If I go again into purchase order entry now, and I go to add a new purchase order, I will again use our Parts Emporium and branch 30. And I will enter again, I'm going to buy bicycles. And if I buy 5 bicycles, it's fine. Nothing happens. It's happy as anything. But if I were to buy and ask for 9 bicycles, it comes up and says there's volume-based buying recommendations exist. So this is because I've got price adjustments set up at 10 and at 20. Okay, so 10 is within 25% of 9, which is why it's giving me this message. I can then right-click on the line and I can go to volume buying over here. If I click on volume buying, it shows me what the price adjustment would be. And I can say, all right, well, in that case, yeah, I like 10%. Well, actually, I prefer 15%, and I know I'm going to need them, so I might as well order 20 at this stage. So I click it, select, close, and it automatically brings back the new quantity one. So that is the new feature of volume-based buying recommendations for procurement. Another enterprise automation page that Oracle have provided is the shipment to dispatch. And again, it's very similar in concept, should I say, to the requisition to receipt. Here we've got the shipment process flow. And please excuse the response of this machine. Remember, it is our internal one, and we don't have a lot of resource sitting behind it. And again, we've got here we're going straight into applications. So this itself is a watch list showing that there are 10 pending state. Some of them are at pending status. If I want to see the shipments that are at pending status, I can simply click there and go and see what shipments are at pending status. It's not a watch list. My mistake. It's a query. It's a query. Okay, and then again in the process flow, we can see these are at approved status, these are at confirmed status, and so on and so forth. And we can drill down to the next level, the load building process within the shipment flow. And here, again, we've got different statuses, and we've got basically the flow of how the load must happen. We've also got, I went back too far. Let me just go back in there. Also got on here things like this volume by mode of transport or method of transport. And again, it's a graph just to show you the volumes. As I mentioned in the requisition to receipt flow, this is completely customizable. I would imagine that your statuses might not be exactly the same as the as Oracle statuses, but you can change them as you see fit. You can these pages are completely customizable. This is just a starting point for you. Okay. On the sales order management side, there's one enhancement, and that is that we can now set the preparation day and delivery dates based on the workday calendar, which means that you can take into account when it's working out the dates, it takes into account weekends, public holidays, and so on and so forth. And on the sales order entry program, there are 2 new processing options to handle this. One is, do we use the workday calendar? And the other one is, if using the workday calendar, what is the workday calendar type? So that's the sales order processing enhancement. And then on capital asset management, in the usability, there have been lots of usability enhancements around the resource assignments. I don't have any data, unfortunately, to show you these things in detail, but I'll just go through one or two of the assignments. So one of two of the enhancements. And one of them is that you can now import resource assignments. So you don't have to enter all the resource assignments. There's a special button to import resource assignments from a spreadsheet or whatever. Just makes it a lot easier. Another thing is you have the option now to remove the resource assignments and to load them from the work order. And when you're removing resource assignments, there are statuses involved. So there are new processing options to handle those statuses. And then this one is there's an option now to update the start date of the work order when the resource assignment is rescheduled. So when there's a new scheduled date, then it can calculate a new planned start date and update it, depending on whether this processing option is set or is not set. Okay, and that covers all the new enhancements delivered with release 24 in November and January this year. So back to you, Sasha, at this stage.
Well, thank you, Anne. Just while we wait to see if any questions come through, I'd just like to let you know about a very exciting new partnership that we've entered into with AtomIQ. We've been exploring sustainable, robust and proven JDE mobile application options for our customers for a while now, but more particularly options that come with an out-of-the-box purchase order approval app. And we're excited to say that we've found it. So we've just recently formed a partnership with AtomIQ. It's a proven mobile application solution for your JD Edwards Enterprise One system. It's a low-code, no-code application development framework, and it comes with over 75 out-of-the-box applications that you can start using straight away. As the local partner for AtomIQ, you can get in touch with myself, Andrew or Tom for further information or to organise a demo. Now, as well as that, still to come tomorrow, we've got inventory and manufacturing enhancements, and then Friday is enhancements to further support your digital transformation. Now, you actually must have been pretty happy with this presentation because there don't seem to be any questions coming through. So with that, I'm just going to say thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll catch many of you again over the course of the next fortnight. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.